Hello and welcome to today's math lesson. So first of all guys, can we all turn to wave and say a big hello to our friends on camera? Hello. Hello. And we'll begin by doing our meditation sequence. So I will sit down, take 2 fingers, find our heart center, left hand on our laps and close our eyes. And when you're ready guys, you can open your eyes and come back to the room. And next we'll do our stretching sequence. So let's stand up and push in our chairs. And we'll begin by stretching up high to the sky. High as we can. And then let's stretch down low. Touch our toes. And now let's stretch back up high. And this time, can we go tippy toe high? And when we're there, let's have a wave. Excellent, guys. And now, hands on hips. We'll have a wiggle. Let's wiggle side to side. Stop. And then another wiggle. Wiggle. Wiggle side to side. Stop. And now, forwards, backwards, forwards, backwards, forwards, backwards. And stop. Let's go round and round. Round and round. Round and round. And stop. And now, back the other way. Let's go back the other way. Round and round. And stop. And let's shake it out, guys. Arms and legs, let's have a nice shake. Shake it out. Arms and legs, shake it out. Very good. And to finish, we will do 5 claps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Excellent, guys. Have a seat. So who can tell me in math class recently what we've been learning about? Data. Excellent. We've been learning about something called data. So D-A-T-A. Data. All together, guys. Data. And what does data mean to you now? If we talk about data, have you any idea what data means? That's one of the steps, but what does data mean? Is it letters? No. Data is numbers and figures. So let's write them on there too. U-M-B-E-R-S. Numbers and figures. F-I-G-U-R-E-S. So all together, guys, data equals numbers and figures. And there are 3 steps that we've learned about doing data. Now, one of them I heard already. I heard the first step, so can I hear it again? Collecting. Well done. Excellent. Step 1, collecting data. How did we collect data? What did we have to ask, guys? How do we collect data? What do we have to ask, beginning with Q? Questions. If we want to collect data, we have to ask questions. Q, U, E, S, T, I, O, N, S. We collect data by asking questions. And if it's a lot of questions, they can be known as a survey. But after we've collected our data, guys, what do we have to do next? Organizing. Very good. Step number 2 is organizing. O-R-G-A-N-I-Z-I-N-G. Organizing. Yes. And does anybody remember what this is called? How did we organize our data? We use this sequence, this system, beginning with tally chart. It's a tally chart. T-A-L-L-Y. Chart. C-H-A-R-T. One of the most easy ways to organize our data is by using a tally chart, because it obviously involves lots of numbers. So instead of writing numbers all the time, we can just quickly use a tally chart. How many numbers does this tally chart represent, guys? 5. You see, we know straight away. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we can just count in groups of 5. It saves a lot of time. But next, and finally, we have step number 3. Does anybody remember step number 3? Presenting. Yes. P-R-E-S-E-N-T. I-N-G. Presenting. Yes. And so far, we've learned about 2 different ways of presenting data. We learned how to present data using pictures. Does anybody remember what that system of using pictures to present data is called? No. Pictograph. Remember, picture, pictogram, or can be called pictograph. So we can say, number 1, pictogram. P-I-C-T-O-G-R-A-M. Pictogram. And then we learned about another way of presenting data. And this one involved different things going up on the chart. Does anybody remember what the second system was, beginning with B, when we drew bar chart? Excellent. Remember, we had our vertical axes and our horizontal axes. The horizontal axes represent our categories. For example, we could use colours. So let's say red, blue, green. Does anybody remember what our vertical axis represents? And numbers, yes. The vertical axis will be numbers. And what number always starts at the bottom? Zero. Always zero at the bottom, guys. And then we can go to the top. Let's say 10 at the top. So the middle will be 5. So if 5 people like red as their favorite color, where should the bar go to on my chart? To 5. So we would draw the bar and then we would go across. If 10 people liked the color blue, where would the bar representing blue go to? 10. If 10 people liked the color blue, the bar would go to 10. So we would draw our second bar like this. But how about if nobody likes the color green? What should we do? Do we need to do anything with green? No. You can see that the bars go to the level of numbers that the people represent. So how many like red, guys?
5.
How many like blue?
10.
How many like green?
0.
Excellent. You see how we use the bars to represent the different types of data. So guys, that was excellent. Very well remembered. And today, we're going to move on and we're going to look at another type of chart or graph. We can use both words to describe these things. And this is something that you might want to eat from time to time. When I name it, you might think, oh, that's something I eat. But has anybody ever heard of pie charts? We have pie charts. So let's write these words on the board, guys. P-I-E. Chart. C-H-A-R-T. Pie chart. Now, the clue is in the name, pie. Does anybody know what shape a pie chart should be?
Circle.
Circle. Because what shape is a pie? A pie is a circle. So our pie chart will always look like this. Okay? A pie chart will look like a circle. And then what we do, instead of using bars like in a bar chart, a pie chart will represent data judging by the sizes of the different slices of pie. But the entire pie will always be 100%. So what's different between bar chart and pie chart? Whereas bar charts represent numbers, pie charts represent percentage. The entire pie is always 100%. So for example, guys, if the entire pie is 100%, what would half of the pie be? 50%. And what would a quarter of the pie be? What's half of 50? 25. So you see, 1 quadrant or quarter, 25%. 1 half, 50%. And what we do, we use the different segments or slices of pie so that we can see what the data represents. But that was excellent, guys. Very well done. And what we've got now is a video and a PowerPoint presentation so that our students can learn a little bit more and begin to understand about pie charts. So let's turn our chairs to look at the screen, guys. And now, let's take a look at our PowerPoint presentation, pie charts. We can use pie charts To show data. Yes, but instead of the last one, like bar charts, we use different sections of the pie to show the different categories. Like for example, guys, here we have methods of traveling to school. Walking, car, bus, cycle, train, taxi. And you can see the different ways of traveling or methods are represented by different colors. Walking is blue. Car, red. Bus, green. And depending on the size of the slice of pie, that makes out how many people use each different method. So the bigger the slice, the more people. The size of each slice represents the quantity. Yes. And what must all of the entire pie add up to? How many percent, guys? 100% for the entire pie. So how much is half a pie? If 100% is the whole, how much is half? 50%, yes. The total amount represents 100% of pie. Yes, you can see here, this is a pie chart of countries. What percentage is the UK? 24%. How about the US? 20%. France? 16%. I know the numbers are quite small. Germany? 32%. But if we take all the different percentages and add them up, how much will they add up to? 100% is always the total pie. Each slice of pie represents a percentage. Yes, and you can see here we have 4 types of fruit. Orange, banana, apple, mango. And they're all cut into various quarters. Each quarter represents how many percent, guys? 25%. Because how many quarters do we have? 4. So 4 times 25 equals 100%. Well done. And half the pie represents 50%. Yes, you can see here we have 88% and then 20%. But half the pie represents 50%. Any questions, guys? No. Okay, that was excellent. Well done. Welcome back to class. We hope your students enjoyed the video and PowerPoint presentation about pie charts and how we can begin to understand, to read them, and also later do our own. It's important to remember an entire pie represents 100%. So the various segments of pie will all add up to 100%. But now it's time for our stretch sequence. So let's stand up, guys, and push in our chairs. And let's begin by doing some rotations. Left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right. Excellent, guys. And now we'll do 5 stretches to our right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Very good. And now we'll do 5 stretches to our left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Very good, guys. Let's shake it out. Arms and legs, shake it out. Shake it out. Okay, and to finish, I think we will do 5 star jumps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Excellent, guys. Have a seat. So now I'm going to do a board demonstration so that our students can understand how to create and read pie charts. Well, first of all, we need to write that name on the board, guys. So pie charts. P, I, E, C, H, A, R, T. Pie chart. Okay, now what shape is our pie chart? Is it a square? Circle, because it's the same shape as a pie. So what we'll need to do first is we will draw a circle on the board. Now, first of all, before we design our own pie chart, we need a topic. What will our pie chart be about? What shall we do? Shall we have colours? Let's do colours, okay, because colours is a good example. So we'll have colours here. C-O-L-O-R-S. Now, I would like 3 different colours. Who can give me some colour? Blue. Okay, we'll have blue. B, L, U, E. Yellow. Y, E, L, L, O, W. And then Black Cow said purple. Okay, purple. P, U, R, P, L, E. Okay, so remember when I said what percentage does the entire pie represent? An entire pie is always 100%, okay? Whenever we look at a pie chart, if we add up all the different segments, it must always come to 100%. Now, for this demonstration, we will say that we ask 100 people, because that's the best way to demonstrate. With 100 people, we can transfer it to 100%. So the number of people we ask, 100, P, E, O, P, L, E. So 100 people, 100%. How many percent is one person? If 100 people are 100%, one person is 1%. Okay? Each person is 1%. So, if we say 50 people like blue, 50 people like blue, what percentage of our pie will be blue? Think about what... Excellent, because what's an entire pie? 100%. So what's half of 100? 50. So we can say that if 50 people like blue, half of our pie will be B, L, U, E, blue. But how about if 25 people each like purple and yellow? 50 plus 25 plus 25 equals how much? 100. So we've got our 100%, but blue is half the pie. How much is 25 and 25? Yes. So what we need to do with the other half, we will divide into 2 quarters. Because this is 50, 1/2 of the pie, so the next segments are 25 and 25. Yellow. Purple. How many people like blue? 50 like 50 like blue. Let me write that straight. 50. How many like yellow? 25. How many like purple? 50 plus 25 plus 25 equals 100. So 100%. Remember, when we do our pie charts, all of the different categories must add up to 100%. So that's a basic example of how categories can add up to 100. But they're not always that simple. So let's use different numbers for our second example. So now we will have to rub out the segments on our board. So now guys, let's do this one together. How many people shall we say like blue? 30. Okay, 30 is a good way to start. Now remember, we need to get, how many people are we asking? 100 people. So we need our three categories to add up to how much? 100. So we've got 30 for blue. How many shall we have for yellow? 50. Okay, we'll have 50 again. So 30 plus 50 is how much? 80. So how much does that leave us for purple? 20. Okay. So what we can do now is we'll start with the biggest. Always best to start with the biggest number. And 50 is an ideal example because 50 is how much of the pie? If the pie is 100 and yellow is 50, how much of the pie will be yellow? 50 will be half. Half the pie will be 50. Again. So we can write yellow here. Y-E-L-L-O-W. But now, unlike last time when it was quarters, 25 and 25, which is the next biggest amount, guys? Blue or purple? Blue is the next biggest amount with 30. So this time, we won't be saying 25, 25. It will be bigger for blue, because blue is 30%. U-E. So you can see yellow is half the pie, 50. Blue is a slightly larger amount than half of the half, a quarter. And what is left? What color do we have left? Purple. P-U-R-P-L-E. Okay, so now we've got our categories on the pie. We can now draw our figures. How many for yellow? 50. 50 people like yellow. How many people like blue? 30. Okay, so 30 for blue. And then, how many people like purple? 20. Which is great, because what does 50 plus 30 plus 20 make? 100. So we always know that when we finish our pie chart, we must reach the 100% figure. And that was excellent, guys. Very well done. And now it's time for our worksheet part of the lesson. So teachers, what you'll need to do is print off a worksheet for all of the students in your class. And our worksheets look like this. They have a pie chart with various amounts of data represented by the segments, like we've been doing on the board exercise. And our pie chart tells us about favorite animals. So our students need to read the questions and then answer them in relation to the data that they can see on the pie chart. But what's the first thing to do, guys? Write our names on top, exactly. And give our students around 15 minutes for this activity and help them with anything they need. So Chu, this one's for you. Nadia, for you. Pat, for you. Pat Boom, for you. Ned, for you. You're welcome. Down, for you. Bangpon, for you. You're welcome. Parel, for you. And Lakgao, for you. Okay, so names on top first, guys, and then have a look at the questions. And before you answer, analyze the data in the pie chart and see if you can answer. Any questions you have or any help you need, let me know.
How many
People were asked in total.
100.
100 people. Remember, down, always on a pie chart, we need, the total figure will be 100. And for this pie chart, we've asked 100 people, because the best way for our students to learn is a simple equation, 100 people, 100%. So 100 people were asked in total. 100 people, excellent Nadia, yes. And then you have to look at the amounts for cats and dogs. So look at the information in your pie chart. How many people like cats and dogs? So we look, cats, how many?
37.
Dogs?
24.
So 37 plus 24. Excellent. So you see, by looking at the data in your pie chart, you can ask the questions. But be careful. Like dogs more than fish. So this time, how many people like dogs? And then minus how many people like fish?
12.
Okay, see?
How many people like cat more than?
And then cats more than birds. So Nadia, we can see here, how many people like cats and dogs? How many? So how many for cats?
37.
37. How many for dogs?
24.
So 37 plus 24. You can do if you need to, guys, you can do your working out, your equation on your sheet. So 37 plus 24. Nadia, you don't have enough fingers. You can do the working out. Okay. So how many people like dogs more than fish? So dogs more than fish. How many people like dogs?
24.
How many people like fish? So this time, yes, correct, we minus 24 minus 12. Excellent. Well done, Lakgao. Perfect. And then your final question, guys, number 6, is just a question, what is your favourite animal? So you can answer by yourself. Don't worry about the pie chart. Dogs and cats, okay, you can have 2 answers. So how many people like cats more than birds? So cats, 37, minus 27. So 37 and then take away 27. And then the final amount is how many more? Ten is right, well done, Dan. Okay, so Nadia, next one. How many people like cats?
37.
More than birds. So we have to take cats 37 and then minus birds 37 minus 27. That's it, Hugh, well done. Welcome back to class. We hope your students enjoyed the worksheet activity where they had to answer the questions based on the information they analysed in the pie chart. And the final question is just for fun. It's just asking what is our student's favourite animal. So they don't need to look at the pie chart for that, they can answer by themselves. My students here have all done a great job. That was really good, guys, well done. And that's it for today's lesson. So we hope you've enjoyed it, found it interesting, and have also learned something too, and can begin to understand about pie charts and how they are used. So can we all turn to wave and say goodbye, guys? Bye-bye. See you in the next lesson.